Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and Denzel Glovington, the Two-Faced Tribute Maker. I am Speedyard, and this is Arkham Asylum. I dealt with those thugs from last time, and now it's time to visit the Batcave, which is not in this direction. Batman, being both prepared for every eventuality and a tad bit paranoid, just wanted to make certain that this door was securely locked. It was, so things are okay here. In the distance, what is that I see? I do believe it is a place where things will soon be very much not okay. We've established that combat is largely about timing, but it's also about controlling the field and keeping the rhythm going by aiming at the right enemy in the midst of battle. Instead of just pounding on the nearest thug, Batman flies from enemy to enemy, keeping each of them off balance as they struggle to recover and to keep up with him as he gracefully bashes their skulls in. When you do this, Batman will be able to use more moves from his repertoire and be able to attack more enemies over a wider area with greater speed. And that is how you wipe the floor with 5 guys on steroids. This is not the first backup hideout Batman has used. The bunker beneath a Wayne Court building you saw in Batman Begins has existed in the comics, and Batman operated out of it for a while.
What's the deal with Dead Man's Point? It's been a favorite suicide location in Arkham Island for over 100 years.
Yeah, I know. I once saved an unfortunate inmate from leaping off into the rocks below. I found a cave entrance and over the years have moved a number of supplies here. It's a regular home away from home.
Having a spare Batcave on Arkham is precisely the sort of thing Batman would do. Like I said, Batman has made a name for himself by being prepared for even the most unlikely and ridiculous of contingencies. A fact that is played for laughs in some of the more lighthearted depictions of Batman, such as the infamous scene in the movie from the 60s where Adam West's Batman just so happens to have bat shark repellent in his helicopter. Shark repellent is a real thing, but bat shark repellent? And in a helicopter? In any case, Batman has actually anticipated the possibility of something like this happening. His meticulous planning and preparation have sometimes been used against him, however, such as the time Stephanie Brown, the 4th Robin, there have been 5, believe it or not, prematurely enacted a plan to bring down Gotham's crime gangs, and got herself killed. Or the time, I think it's happened more than once actually, where Batman's detailed instructions on how to bring down every other superhero in the world, just in case, have been stolen by the forces of evil.
My family's blood ran through the heart of Gotham. We were doctors, politicians, and teachers. We have been the organ cleaning the arterial filth from the city. We have been its servants, giving all to protect it. And still it has chosen to hurt us.
A story that sounds all too familiar. Do you ever wonder who changes the light bulbs in forgotten facilities like these? Presumably it's the same people who keep the torches lit in abandoned temples. How much we owe to the altruistic utilities company, operating from the shadows in order to light our way. To the Batcave. The Batcave. Batman's respite. The place where he is most himself. The Batcave is the twilight of Batman's dual identities. The place where Bruce Wayne, who works to create a misleading facade, and Batman, the masked man lurking in the night, meet.
On.
Dr. Young was heading up a project. It was big, lots of external funding. Here are the last notes she filed. I can't make sense of it. What does it mean?
Looks like she was experimenting on the Arkham patients. This new chemical only barely resembles the original venom compound.
There are a number of changes that appear to amplify the strength of the drug. Multiple references to a Titan formula. Even a small amount could trigger a venom-like transformation in the host, eliminating the need for the storage tank Bane requires.
Hang on. These notes aren't complete. The formula is missing. That must be the secret Dr. Young is hiding. If Joker gets his hands on this, he will create an army of 1,000 Banes.
My God. Is Joker crazy enough to do that? What am I saying? You've got to stop him.
The Batclaw. I always welcome a new toy. With this, we'll be able to pull down grates we couldn't get to before, opening up new paths.
I'm going after her. She was heading to the mansion with cash. I'm going up top via the catacombs.
Alright friends, to recap. Dr. Young has been performing medical experiments on inmates here at Arkham Asylum, trying to turn the drug only Bane can safely use, Venom, into something even more potent that just about anyone will be affected by. Imagine an army of Banes under the control of a madman like the Joker. Not a pleasant thought. We need to make sure he never gets his hands on that formula, or it's curtains for Gotham. It's up to us to make sure Cash is okay, make Dr. Young eat her Hippocratic oath, and save Gotham from the March of the Titans. It's going to be a long night yet.
Sorry, boss. Took a little longer to find them than you figured it would.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try and be more precise next time I'm planning an island takeover.
Hey, I didn't mean...
Criticism I can take. I mean, I'm not perfect. Well, come to think of it, I'm pretty close to perfect, aren't I? Where was I? Oh, yes. Criticism from a worm like you. A worm who's only crawling around free because I arranged to open his cell is something I will not tolerate.
Apparently the Clown Prince of Crime enjoys randomly berating his lackeys. I bet he has a YouTube account. Small, confined areas like this are harder to fight in, since it's more difficult to maneuver. But where Batman can't use his agility, grace, and extraordinary martial prowess, his Olympic-level strength and speed are more than enough to compensate. Sorry guys, but all those hours at the Blackgate Gym just don't measure up to a man who studied under the greatest martial artists of his time. Let's check to the right. Wouldn't want to miss anything. It would be un-Batman-like of us.
We'll find you. Rip your flesh like paper.
Killer Croc is also notable in that he majored in creative writing in college. His professors remarked that he had a particular talent for foreshadowing.
I've been digging deeper into Dr. Young. According to her bank records, there have been multiple payments starting last April until 2 months ago. Then nothing. The payments came from a company owned by Mr. Jack White.
One of Joker's oldest aliases. So, Joker pays Dr. Young to create his army, and then all of a sudden he stops. Doesn't make any sense.
That's much of why the Joker is so dangerous. In far too many ways, he remains an unknown quantity.
Hey, this is weird. The payments to Dr. Young's account didn't stop exactly. They were declined. Dr. Young put a block on her account.
Sounds like she had a change of heart. She tried to block the payments. Joker doesn't like it when his partners try to back out.
So he decided to get himself back to Arkham, find his formula, and create the army himself.
Exactly.
I've hacked into her email accounts. 2 mails stand out. The first is a resignation letter dated last week. Sounds like she was trying to get away.
And the second?
A message from Joker. Well, Jack White. It's a long thread. She's begging him to stop the experiment. Says it's too dangerous. He's not listening. Let's see. Random threats to her family, a couple of bad jokes, a picture of a dead baby and a threat.
Go on.
He says, I'm coming for you, I want what I paid for, and then another joke about wheelchairs, lovely, and a drawing of some kind of donkey.
No mystery why she's so scared. I'm coming up to the surface. I'll find her.
Here we stand at the eldest foundations of Arkham. While the asylum was founded roughly 100 years ago by Amadeus Arkham, the grounds were a part of his family's estate for long before that. I love places like this. I love the very idea of them. Places far down below, lost and forgotten, yet silently holding up the world above. I have to wonder how long these foundations can hold, though. The stone is old and looks almost as though rotten. Let's pray it holds at least for tonight. One good earthquake might bring the whole place down, and we have enough on our plate as it is. Ah, an interview tape. These can shed a lot of light on the people we're dealing with.
Is he here yet? You're kidding me, right? That thing's not a man. My God!
Hello. My name is Dr. Gretchen Whistler. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I hear you, Gretch.
Well, it was cut off by the explosion, but the interviews do a lot to flesh out the characters we're encountering tonight, explaining a lot of their backstory. And boy, do they have a lot of baggage. It would seem to be a recurring theme. Great! We have enough experience to unlock the first special move, the throw. We get to pick a guy up and throw him at his comrades.
Joker again? Don't worry about that. I put some surprises along the way. Decided to turn up and spoil the fun. Oh, and if you hear a shot in the dark, don't worry. There's very little Who am I kidding? You have any?
Snipers. Looks like the Blackgate thugs have access to the armory.
Drat! Snipers! Oh, also, notice Batman called them thugs. See, I told you I knew what I was talking about. Thug, goon, henchman, lackey, crony. I make certain to keep up with all the latest lingo in Fighting Evil Monthly. The way I figure it, you owe it to the man you're choking into unconsciousness to insult him properly, and let it never be said of me that I was without honor in my goon smashing. Speaking of that, let's smash some goons. Notice that I'm striking each in turn, keeping them off balance, controlling the field, and maintaining my combo and my rhythm. Holy lacerating lackey, Batman! That's a throw. We can knock some guys off their feet with it, but I rarely use it. We'll get something much, much better the next time we visit employee benefits. And if you thought getting picked up and thrown had to hurt, well, just wait till you see what I'm talking about. Okay then, the Caped Crusader needs to make his way to Arkham Mansion. That's where Cash was heading. And Dr. Young. We must not let her notes on the Titan project fall into the Joker's hands. Is that? It is, isn't it? The two men we met when last we came this way. A man barely clinging to life and his friend caring for him and doing his part to try and hold off this insanity. And this is what they get for it. This game never stops reminding us of the kind of people we're dealing with. It never stops giving you a reason to want to hurt these people. An ample justification for doing so. I'm sorry. We couldn't save you, but we can still avenge you.
I seem to be losing men like there's a plague in town. I guess the back is back. I've got a couple of men in the guard towers covering your movements. Yes, they're both loose cannons. Each sheep's in their fingers. Well, you know, accidents do happen.
Oh, accidents do happen. Just not to me. Look, the statue of Warden Sharp. They've defaced it and they're burning it. I can't say I was impressed with Sharp having a statue to himself, but what is the shape of the soul of a man who can so easily, so tritely, defile an image? Any image, even that of some banal bureaucrat. A A sort of universal contempt, I think. A complete lack of respect for much of anything. They think that because no law or truth or principle rules them, that they are powerful, that it makes them strong. That's probably why they follow the Joker, since there is no one more unbound, in that particular sense, than he.
Of course you found that one easy. You were supposed to.
Oh, shut up, Riddler. I'm trying to be philosophical. Anyhow, the grave of Amadeus Arkham, unearthed. Is it connected to those messages we found in stone? Time may tell.
Psychos, killers, maimers, and murderers that are not yet in the old mansion. Hurry up, you fools, before I feed you to the man himself!
I always like to give that last guy time to see me coming. Good. With the front door undoubtedly blocked, we can use the Batclaw to get in through this grate.
Hey, I've got a cousin in Metropolis who needs some heavies for his security company. You know, knocking on doors, collecting money.
Breaking some legs if they don't pay.
Good times. You want in? I can put in a good word.
Sounds great.
I guess even evil needs references on its employment applications. The stupidity of henchmen never ceases to amaze me. It's not enough to work with the Joker, or, you know, be evil in the first place, to say nothing of going the henchman route. But mocking Batman? Really? Hopefully they'll take this time being unconscious to rethink their priorities. About everything. This door is barricaded too, as though that would be an obstacle to Batman. You may have noticed it by this point. It will be even more pronounced as the game progresses, but Arkham Asylum features some Metroidvania elements. As Batman gets new gadgets, such as the Batclaw, we will be able to access places we couldn't get to before, giving us a motivation to explore areas we've already been to, and comb the island for secrets and riddles.
As Gotham's veins slowly filled with pain and suffering, the effects were felt everywhere. My father fell first, infected by some foul disease. My mother lived on, but only in a dream. I returned to the family home to care for her, where she remained in her bed for as long as her body continued to breathe. Her tears kept me awake at night.
The story of Amadeus Arkham grows only too familiar.
First, the good news. We have Dr. Young. Bad news, she's not talking. She's hidden a document somewhere in the mansion. I want it found. I've got a plan on Susan losing her tongue. But in the meantime, search every crook and cranny. Eyes for whoever finds them.
Anything the Joker wants, we can't let him get. And for that matter, the worst beatdown we can give these gentlemen is a better deal than any prize he's offering. They might disagree, groaning with expertly delivered pain and afflicted with a host of Batman-related aches that will haunt them into old age, but I like to think that someday, long from now, in the Blackgate Old Folks Retirement Penitentiary, some grizzled old crook will look back on this moment and smile, in spite of his arthritis, whispering, "Thank you, Batman."
To find those notes before Joker does.
There's no time to lose. If we're quick, maybe there's still a chance we can cut this all off before it goes any further.
Where did you go? I don't know. Answer me! I said I don't know!
What's that collar do? Why is it making that noise?
It's the suicide collar, but it sounds weird.
Suicide collar?
Well, they've got some other name, but, well, we just use them to monitor patients' heartbeats. If it drops too low, the alarm goes off and a crash team rushes in.
And so does my crew if you trigger one. How do you like them apples, Bats? Standing around in the... let's see... the West Wing. They'd be there now if they weren't busy knocking a little sense into cash. I'll tell you what, I won't spoil the surprise and let them know you're coming.
Cash is in there. These guys will be armed. We'll have to be stealthy if we want to avoid a firefight. We don't want Cash to get caught in the crossfire. Or anyone else.
What are you doing? Ah! Help me! Cut me down! You don't shut up, I'm gonna kill you. What do we do now? You hear me?
In just seconds, Batman has taken out 3 men and sent the rest into a panic. They'll become more cautious as they become aware that Batman is out there, stalking them. I've always thought that enemies in games that weren't just attacking you, but hunting you down, were the scariest. Being hunted is frightening, but here we get to be the hunter. As I heard it described once, he's like an inverse horror game.
Man down! Man down!
And it is truly a pleasure to listen as evil men are brought to hysteria as the horror mounts.
I need help! Get away from me! I'm gonna kill you!
Batman, we're tied up! Need help! Thanks.
Where did Dr. Young go?
I told her to run. These guys came in looking for her. I told her to go to her office and hide.
Does she keep her records there?
I guess. She was pretty desperate to get in there. Her office is over there.
How long ago was this? I need to find her notes before Joker gets his hands on them.
20 minutes, maybe more. What's so important about the notes?
Joker wants them. That makes them important. Stay here. I'm going to find her.
Not a problem. I'll try the radio, see if anyone else is around.
We did what we came here for. Cash is safe. But there's still that business about the imminent destruction of Gotham to deal with. So it's off into the depths of the mansion in search of Dr. Young's notes.